I was listening to Brett Weinstein on Joe Rogan. We were talking about this after the podcast last week. Um, I just wanted to bring it up again because I thought it was interesting. We base our science off of Einsteinian physics, right? And because it like you can't go faster than the speed of light, right? And certain mathematical equations will not work at a very quantum level, which is what they're saying. There's like a point where math doesn't work. The math that we have doesn't work, right? But because we base our mathematics, our whole system off of Einsteinian physics, nobody wants to venture past those zones. And what they believe these crafts are, talking about UFOs or UAPs, is they've figured out a different set of mathematics separate from our own, which allows them to tap into like gravitational fields. And like gravitational fields is why they can like hover without any effect of wind, or they can submerge themselves, or like they can affect time. Like theoretically, so like time changes according to gravity.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're the faster you go at speed of light, when you come back to Earth, it'll be like 50 years, but for you it's like 5 minutes. Right? So if you can like tap into that, you can theoretically time travel or travel at such a hyperspeed, and which is what they think that these crafts are doing. But you brought an interesting point up because Eric Weinstein, I think it's Eric Weinstein, he was saying how like we're stuck in that Einsteinian mode of mathematics and we don't want to branch past it. But you said like, well, Einstein defeated Newton's mathematics, but that took like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
How long has it been since Einstein's math been around? So maybe like in the future we will figure out like different levels of mathematics, which makes you wonder now. It's like if these people tapped into this level of mathematics, could they be from the future? Like it, it's like it creates
right. All right, who knows? Maybe AI is the one that's going to solve this for us.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we give it like a problem, like how do you compute at this level? That's true, actually. I didn't even think about that because they can do like hyperspeed mathematics given what we give them.
Right. Like, I mean,
yeah,
there could be other uses for it, but yeah, maybe one of these things are solving the problem that we have with quantum mechanics stuff. So,
could AI? I don't know, but like, could it be that we merge with like robots in the future? I mean, we're already doing it, right? Like,
sure.
Neuralink giving us like more sight, but what happens if like you merge the AI? Like, if you can have an answer at hyperspeed, you can put more things together. So like, okay, wait, let me explain this better. So I was watching this guitar player. He's like this really famous guitar player, and like he got asked this question on Wired magazine, and it said like, how do you make creative stuff? And he's like, the more stuff you look at, the more creative you can be because you're just pulling from pieces, right? So if you had the infinite speed of AI to pull things together, our brain can like match a whole new creative thing,
right?
So it's like, where does that go in the future? If like AI, let's say that AI only becomes like a retrieval piece where it's like you know what I mean? Like, oh, give me the equation for this. And it gives you that. You're like, all right, give me the equation for this. Okay, let's see if we put them together. Like, it's not a problem solver, but it's more like a gathering tool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What, like, we could be, like, I see that being the next evolution.
Yeah, well, that's what they kind of...
It's kind of what we're doing now. I know.
Yeah. I mean, like
ChatGPT.
Not even with ChatGPT. I mean, that before that too. It's just, but this was still on the human level, right? Like being able to spread information fast is how we got the vaccine, right? Or like learning about learning about the proteins of the virus, right?
Right.
And like other people talking about it and like researching it, so they were able to communicate to get it to this point with the vaccine, right? So it's like, I feel like that's we're getting to that AI point where as we add more and more information into it and being able to more and more think, or like understand the information that it's gathering, that can we get new like mathematics on that stuff too, to solve other problems that we can't solve right now.
Dude, what if that is the biggest? There's actually an interesting revelation I'm having right now, where it's like maybe the human mind's uh, biggest like benefit, or like its primary function is like creativity.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can't like you can't like how do you algorithmically create
Yeah,
creativity?
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's it's more like you're just seeing two things. You're like, oh, I can match these two colors together, even if like it's almost like creativity is sometimes illogical. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't make a algorithm around it
Mm-hmm.
because like algorithms follow a logic. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe that is like our highest potential, where it's like we just need something to give us the information as quickly as possible, and then we'll make the pattern
Mm-hmm.
ourselves.
Yeah, sometimes you don't
Like
know.
that'll be the
Yeah, it's really odd. Like you might be doing some math things because you read something else, like maybe it's like a story where you
yeah.
had an idea from that, which how can you connect to those things if they're not the same stuff? But that's what we
You
can
don't
do.
even.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe that's like our highest point, because like bring it back to guitar, there are certain, or like even fighting, right? They're like, you throw a jab like this, 1-2, right? But then there are certain people that like throw it different, and it throws off everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and they're winning. Like Stylebender does that a lot. He throws like a lot of feints, but his movements are so jerky. Like you never teach somebody to fight like that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he's putting it together in that way,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? And that makes sense actually. Like that is our like best tool, you know?
Right.
They always say like you learn the rules so you could, like artists, right? You
Yeah.
learn the rules so you could break the rules.
Yeah.
But how do you teach the breaking of rules to AI? Maybe that's where the AI will never achieve what we can do,
Mm-hmm.
Because we use like intuition for that. It just feels right,
Yeah. Yeah. There's
you know?
something. Yeah.
There's a weird intent. Maybe, wow, I think that is the differentiating point between, because remember, we're like, oh, if you could just create humans, like if we're just an algorithmic program, but it's like maybe we're not, because how do you account for things that don't logically go together, but we put them together and we create a whole new thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, the only thing that's really like inhibiting us is like the body. Like the body breaks down over time, right?
Yeah.
So what if like, you know, with the Neuralink, we're giving sight back to ourselves, and like, what if we just make ourselves more and more like we become robots essentially, like to heal the ailments, and then like the only thing that's stopping us is this physical form.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like this can break, and then it's like game over for you.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what if Einstein lived forever? We'd have so many advancements.
Yeah. It depends. Yeah. It depends on who gets to live on forever. Right. So it's
Oh yeah,
like.
you're right. Because we need to like filter out some of the old. Yeah, that's true too.
So
Yeah, and there's
I get that. Like, if you're only gonna go and continue with Einstein living forever, but like you're still gonna cause other people to live forever too. That cause problems to the world, too, right? So it's like,
that's true. Yeah, fair point. Fair point.